Have you ever wondered how much real time you have left after the age of 70? As each year passes, we cherish every moment more. The truth is, your body has been constantly sending important signals, revealing your potential lifespan. Some people in their 70s still feel full of energy, clear-headed, and love life. Meanwhile, others begin to slow down, face health problems, and persistent fatigue. Where does the difference lie? The answer often lies in a few important signs, subtle yet powerful indicators that can give you a glimpse into your future. In this video, we will explore 7 signs that may reveal how long you will live after the age of 70. These are not vague predictions or baseless rumors. They are based on scientific evidence, real-world patterns that researchers and doctors have observed in people who live long and healthy lives. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to monitor in your body and lifestyle. More importantly, you will discover what you can do to maximize your chances of living longer, healthier, and enjoying your old age to the fullest. Watch until the end of the video, because you might be overlooking small things that have a huge impact on your future. Once you recognize these signs, you'll have a clear view of where you stand and the changes needed to extend your lifespan. Sign 1. Your walking speed. One of the most powerful indicators of longevity after the age of 70 is not hidden in your DNA, medical records, or even your diet. It's much simpler: your walking speed. Studies have shown that people who maintain a brisk and steady walking pace in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer than those who slow down significantly. Why is walking speed so important? It's because it's directly related to overall health, muscle strength, cardiovascular function, and even brain health. Think of 2 men, Joe and Frank, both 75 years old. Joe walks every morning, maintains a steady pace, and has no difficulty crossing the street or climbing stairs. His movements are fluid, balanced, and confident. Frank used to be very active but has slowed down significantly in the past few years. He struggles to keep up with others, needs frequent breaks, and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. While Joe's pace suggests his body is still functioning well, Frank's slow pace may be a warning sign that his health is deteriorating. A slow and unsteady gait is not simply about aging. It can signal underlying issues such as muscle weakness, poor circulation, or even early neurological decline. Your legs are your foundation. As they begin to weaken, so does your overall resilience. The good news is that walking speed is something you can improve. The more you walk, the healthier you become. If you notice yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. Start making small efforts to build strength, whether it's walking more, using light weights, or doing simple leg exercises. Eleanor's story. Eleanor, 72, used to be a marathon runner, but as she entered her 70s, she began to notice herself slowing down. Instead of accepting it as an inevitable part of aging, Eleanor decided to take action. She started walking daily, practicing yoga, and joining an aerobics class. After just a few months, she felt stronger and more energetic than ever. Her walking speed improved significantly, and she believes it helped her feel younger and extend her lifespan. So, pay attention to your pace. It may be the simplest way to check your longevity. Sign 2. The strength of your handshake. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake can reveal more than you think about your future. Research has found that grip strength is one of the clearest indicators of overall vitality in older adults. A firm and steady handshake suggests healthy muscles, good circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. On the other hand, a weak or weakening handshake can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, frailty, and even a higher risk of health complications. Consider Robert, a 78-year-old man who always prided himself on his firm handshake. He's active, lifts light weights, and never has trouble opening jars or carrying groceries. Then there's Walter, also 78, who started noticing that simple tasks like unscrewing a bottle cap or holding a heavy bag felt more difficult than before. He assumed it was just old age, but he didn't realize that his declining grip strength was signaling a loss of muscle mass, which could make him more prone to falls, injuries, and even shorter lifespan. Your hands are a reflection of your overall muscle health. If your grip is weakening, chances are the rest of your body is too. The more strength you lose, the harder it becomes to maintain independence, stay active, and remain resilient. The good news is you can rebuild it. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grips, or even lifting light weights can help maintain your grip and keep your muscles healthy. Patricia's story. Patricia, 70, is a retired pianist. She had always prided herself on her nimble hands and her strength. But as she reached 65, she began to notice that her fingers were becoming weaker, and she had trouble playing the piano. She was very worried that she would lose her ability to play music, so she sought out an occupational therapist. The therapist designed a special hand exercise program for Patricia, which included squeezing balls, pulling springs, and working with clay. After a few months of training, Patricia regained the strength and flexibility of her hands. She could play the piano again with ease, and she felt more confident and full of life than ever. So, take a moment and test your grip. If your handshake feels weaker than it used to, or if everyday tasks are becoming more challenging, don't ignore it. How you hold on to things today can tell you how you'll hold on to life in the years to come. If you're still watching this video and you find these insights valuable, please comment the number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Sign 3. The ability to stand on one leg. People often don't think much about balance until they start to lose it. However, being able to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds is one of the strongest predictors of your longevity. Researchers have found that people who struggle with balance are more likely to experience falls, injuries, and even cognitive decline. On the other hand, those who can maintain good balance in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer, healthier lives. Imagine 2 women, Carol and Nancy, both in their 70s. Carol has always been active. She walks daily, practices yoga, and can easily lift one foot off the ground for several seconds without wobbling. Nancy, on the other hand, hasn't paid much attention to her balance over the years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts to lean, needing to grab onto something to steady herself. What Nancy doesn't realize is that this loss of balance isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign that her coordination, muscle strength, and even brain function might be declining. Good balance relies on strong legs, a responsive nervous system, and a healthy brain. If you find yourself stumbling more often, feeling unsteady during quick turns, or needing to hold on to walls or furniture for support, it's time to take action. The best part is that balance can be improved. Simple exercises like standing on one leg for a few seconds each day, walking heel to toe, or practicing gentle Tai Chi can help you rebuild your stability. David's story. David, 75, is an avid hiker. He regularly hikes in the mountains near his home. But as he reached his 70s, he began to notice that he had more difficulty maintaining his balance when walking on uneven terrain. He was very worried that he would no longer be able to continue hiking, so he sought out a physical therapist. The physical therapist designed a special balance training program for David, which included exercises like standing on one leg, walking on a balance board, and practicing yoga. After a few months of training, David regained his balance. He could hike again with ease, and he felt more confident and healthy than ever. Try this test right now. Stand up and lift one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without difficulty? If not, don't panic, but also don't ignore it. The more you work on improving your balance today, the stronger and more steady you'll be in the years to come. Sign 4. Your sleep habits. How well you sleep at night speaks volumes about how long you might live. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your body repairs itself, boosts its immune system, and clears toxins from your brain. Studies have shown that people over 70 who maintain consistent, high-quality sleep tend to live longer and healthier lives, while those who struggle with poor sleep are at higher risk of memory decline, heart disease, and weakened immunity. Think of 2 men, Henry and Bill, both in their 70s. Henry has a regular bedtime, sleeps around 7 hours a night, and wakes up feeling refreshed. Bill, on the other hand, has restless nights, tossing and turning, waking up multiple times, and sometimes finding it hard to fall asleep. Over time, Henry's body continues to function well, his mind stays sharp, and his energy levels remain stable. But Bill starts experiencing brain fog, daytime fatigue, and even changes in his blood pressure, all linked to his declining sleep quality. If you're waking up frequently at night, struggling to fall asleep, or feeling exhausted even after many hours in bed, don't ignore it. Your body is telling you something. Poor sleep can be linked to many things: stress, poor diet, lack of physical activity, or even undiagnosed health conditions like sleep apnea. Susan's story. Susan, 73, is a retired teacher. She had always had good sleeping habits, but as she reached her 70s, she began to have difficulty sleeping. She would wake up frequently during the night, and she could not fall back asleep. She also felt tired and sluggish throughout the day. She was very concerned about this condition, so she went to see her doctor. The doctor diagnosed Susan with insomnia and recommended that she make a few changes to her lifestyle. Susan started exercising more regularly, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, and creating a relaxing bedtime routine. After a few weeks, Susan started sleeping better. She felt more refreshed and energetic. She was very grateful that she had found a way to improve her sleep. The good news is that sleep quality can be improved. Simple changes like reducing screen time before bed, sticking to a routine, getting natural sunlight in the morning, or avoiding heavy meals at night can make a big difference. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about keeping your body and mind functioning at their best. So, tonight, pay attention to how you sleep. If you're waking up tired, having trouble falling asleep, or feeling like your sleep has changed in recent years, it's time to make adjustments. How well you rest today can determine how healthy and strong you'll be in the years to come. If you're still watching this video and you find these insights valuable, please comment the number 4 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Sign 5. Your appetite and eating habits. How you eat after 70 is one of the strongest indicators of how long you might live. A healthy appetite and a balanced diet keep your body strong, your immune system resilient, and your energy levels high. On the other hand, a sudden loss of appetite or poor eating habits can signal underlying health issues and even accelerate the aging process. Consider 2 women, Margaret and Susan, both 74 years old. Margaret enjoys her meals, eats a variety of fresh foods, and maintains a stable weight. She looks forward to preparing her own meals and feels energized throughout the day. Susan, however, has noticed that she's not as hungry as she used to be. She skips meals, relies on processed foods, and has lost weight unintentionally over the past year. What she doesn't realize is that her declining appetite isn't just a minor change. It's a red flag that her body might not be absorbing nutrients properly, which can weaken her muscles, slow her metabolism, and even affect her immune system. Reduced appetite in older adults is often linked to underlying health concerns, including digestive issues, hormonal changes, or even early signs of cognitive decline. And when you don't eat enough, your body starts breaking down muscle, leading to weakness, frailty, and increased risk of falls and illness. If you notice changes in your eating habits, whether it's feeling full too quickly, lacking interest in food, or experiencing unwanted weight loss, it's important to take action. Eating well after 70 isn't just about keeping you full. It's about providing your body with the nutrients it needs to function properly. Focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods, stay hydrated, and don't ignore a shrinking appetite. It might be your body's way of telling you something needs attention. George's story. George, 76, is a man who really enjoyed cooking. He always liked to prepare meals for his family and friends. But as he reached his 70s, he began to notice that he no longer had any interest in cooking. He also started eating less, and he started to lose weight. He was very worried about this, so he went to see his doctor. The doctor diagnosed George with anorexia and recommended that he eat more smaller meals throughout the day. He also recommended that he eat more protein and calories. George followed his doctor's advice, and he started to feel better. He started eating more, and he gained back the weight that he had lost. He also felt more energetic. He was very grateful that he had found a way to improve his appetite. So, ask yourself, are you still enjoying your meals? Are you getting enough protein, fiber, and healthy fats to keep your body strong? Or have you noticed a decline in your appetite and energy levels? How you eat today has a direct impact on how strong and independent you'll be in the years to come. Sign 6. Your ability to handle stress. How you handle stress after 70 can tell you a lot about how long you're likely to live. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood. It weakens your immune system, increases your risk of heart disease, and even accelerates the aging process. On the other hand, people who know how to manage stress effectively tend to be healthier, more active, and more mentally sharp in their later years. Consider John and Richard, both 76 years old. John faces challenges like anyone else: unexpected expenses, health concerns, family issues. But he's learned to handle them with a calm and stable demeanor. He practices deep breathing, maintains social connections, and doesn't dwell on problems longer than necessary. Richard, however, holds on to stress. He constantly worries about things beyond his control, feels overwhelmed by minor frustrations, and often finds himself stuck in negative thought patterns. Over time, this constant stress wears down his body. His blood pressure rises, his sleep is affected, and his energy levels decline. Mary's story. Mary, 79, had struggled with stress for most of her life. She had always been a worrier, and she often felt overwhelmed by the pressures of life. But as she reached her 70s, she began to realize that stress was taking a toll on her health. She was experiencing frequent headaches, stomach aches, and difficulty sleeping. She also felt irritable and restless. She decided to find ways to manage her stress. She started practicing yoga, meditation, and spending time in nature. She also started spending more time with her friends and family. After a few months, Mary was able to get her stress under control. She was no longer experiencing headaches, stomach aches, and difficulty sleeping. She also felt more calm and relaxed. Prolonged stress triggers inflammation in the body, which has been linked to nearly every age-related disease, from Alzheimer's to cardiovascular ailments. If you frequently feel stressed, easily irritated, or emotionally exhausted, don't ignore it. Finding ways to manage stress, whether through mindfulness, exercise, deep breathing, or even laughter, can extend your lifespan. Ask yourself, when challenges arise, do you adapt and move forward, or do you hold on to the anxiety and let stress take control? The ability to stay calm, find solutions, and focus on what you can control is not just good for your mind. It's a critical factor in how long you live and how well you live. If you're still watching this video and you find these insights valuable, please comment the number 6 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Sign 7. Your social connections. The strength of your relationships may be one of the clearest indicators of how long you might live after 70. Research has consistently shown that people with strong social connections, whether through friendships, family, or community involvement, tend to live longer, healthier lives. On the other hand, loneliness has been linked to a higher risk of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even premature death. Think of two women, Eleanor and Barbara, both 78 years old. Eleanor has an active social life. She stays in touch with old friends, participates in a local book club, and enjoys spending time with her family. She looks forward to her conversations, laughs frequently, and feels connected to those around her. Barbara, however, spends most of her time alone. She's lost touch with many of her friends over the years, and although she has family, she rarely sees them. As the months go by, she starts to feel isolated, her mood declines, and her overall health begins to suffer. Robert's story. Robert, 80, is a retired man who lives alone. He had been widowed a few years ago, and he had had a difficult time getting over his loss. He began to withdraw from society, and he stopped seeing his friends and family. He began to feel lonely and isolated. He was very concerned about this condition, so he went to see his doctor. The doctor advised Robert to find ways to connect with other people. The doctor recommended that he join a club, volunteer for a charity, or spend time with his friends and family. Robert followed his doctor's advice, and he started to feel better. He started meeting new people, and he started to feel more connected to the world around him. He was very grateful that he had found a way to overcome his loneliness. Human connection isn't just about emotional support. It plays a direct role in physical health. When you interact with others, your brain becomes active, your stress levels decrease, and your body releases chemicals that promote overall well-being. If you find yourself withdrawing from social activities, avoiding phone calls, or spending more time alone than you used to, it's time to change that. Staying connected doesn't mean you have to be surrounded by people all the time. Even small efforts like reaching out to an old friend, joining a group that shares your interests, or making a habit of having meaningful conversations can make all the difference. Because the relationships you nurture today don't just bring happiness. They help ensure that you're healthier and live longer in the years to come. Final thoughts. Now that you know these 7 signs, take a moment to reflect on where you stand. Are you navigating life with strength and confidence? Or have you noticed subtle changes that might be warning signs? The good news is that most of these factors, walking speed, grip strength, balance ability, sleep quality, eating habits, stress levels, and social connections are things you can improve. Your future isn't predetermined, and the choices you make today can have a powerful impact on the number of years you have ahead of you. If you've identified areas where you need to improve, don't wait for a doctor to tell you it's time to change. Start now. Walk more, strengthen your muscles, prioritize good sleep, stay socially connected, and find ways to manage stress. The goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Because at the end of the day, longevity isn't just about the number of years you have left, it's about the quality of life you experience during those years. Thank you for joining us today. We would love to receive your feedback. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use in your life. Your thoughts are very important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.